And to me, a black belt in badassery means people that have overcome major obstacles in their life, come through it on the other side, and now use that inner strength to help others. So with that said, I dove into your bio a little bit more, a little deeper, and I did read your book, Make Some Noise. And you share a lot about in 2007 when you hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
So if that's kind of where this journey of becoming a black belt in badassery starts, can you walk us through that time in your life?
Yeah. And I want to sort of preface it by saying, rock bottom, we often think of people who are, using drugs or alcohol, which I did end up getting sober in 2011, but that wasn't actually my rock bottom. That 2011 was, me quitting drinking was basically just letting go of like the last and final vice that I had. But my
Mm.
real rock bottom happened in 2007. So I was married before. We had been together for over a decade and we were talking about conceiving our first child, as many people do. And my then husband had an affair with her neighbor and got her pregnant. And I
Oh,
was so devastated, like, because I was 30 at the time. All my friends were like getting married and having kids, and I always wanted to be a mom. And so I was just, you know, just in the depths of despair, thinking I'm never going to meet someone, I'm never going to be a mother. Thought my life was over, but I quickly met someone and fell in love. And
oh wow.
unfortunately, he had cancer and we weren't sure if it was terminal. And sometimes he would get better and he would get worse. And it was this kind of tumultuous 9-month love affair that was very intense. And the long and short of it is I found out after being with him for just under a year that he never had cancer. He had lied about it the whole time because he was an opioid addict. And I was humiliated and ashamed and devastated and all of these things. And I was pregnant with his child at the time. And
Oh wow.
I always get DMs when I tell this story on podcast. I will inevitably get a DM and somebody's like, did you end up having the baby? Like, what happened? You
Yeah.
cut the story off. I did have the baby. He's 16 now.
Aw.
We have no contact with his biological father. And he, of course, knows this story.
Yeah.
But all that to say, I found myself on my bedroom floor in the fetal position, just like, how did I end up here? Like,
Pause. Sorry.
yeah.
I just, not to cut you off, but again, this is a theme that keeps coming up. Yours is bedroom floor, a lot of bathroom floor
A lot
moments.
of bathroom floors. It was the
Mm-hmm.
bedroom floor for me. I think it was yeah, I was on the phone with my sister and in the fetal position and I just kept saying to her, how is this happening again? How is this happening again? Like just this failed relationship. And by the way, he had gone to rehab and that's when we broke up because he met someone in rehab and fell in love with her.
Oh.
And that was the end of us. So I was just so abandoned and just
Oh,
sad and it
God.
was awful. And I felt so stupid. And I'm like, how could I have been so
Mm.
stupid? And so I picked myself up the long and short of it. And it's taken me, 16, 17 years to realize I wasn't stupid. I just was in a
Yes.
pattern of ignoring my intuition, abandoning myself, severe codependence, all of these things that I think so many of us, the reasons that we stay in these relationships that aren't great for us. And
Mm-hmm.
so, it was that moment in 2007 where, of course, I felt terrible, but also used it as an invitation to totally change my life.
I
My
love
friend
that.
Nicole Antoinette says, in order to change your life, you have to change your life, which is so hilarious. Like, duh.
Who said that? Sorry.
But Nicole Antoinette,
Okay.
she does like long distance hiking and things like that. But yeah, it just was one of those moments where I thought, okay, what do I need to take responsibility for? And this isn't to like put all the blame on me. Like, yeah, we both brought things to the table in both of those relationships that were dysfunctional. But like I said, I had ignored my intuition
Mm. So,
over and over again. And I think that to me, I love that you say that a black belt in badassery is, if I had to kind of wrap this up with a bow, is learning how to trust yourself enough that you're going to be okay if you, for instance, walk away from a relationship that might look good on paper, but your intuition is like, this is bad,
mm-hmm.
to have hard conversations when you suspect someone that you're with is using drugs and lying to you, to just trust yourself and instead
Mm-hmm.
of abandoning yourself over and over again. That's just one element I think of badassery.